Black Friday isn't about discounts anymore. It's about who owns the inbox. And the brands that win are the ones who have a proper email and SMS strategy for the entire quarter. And today, I'm going to be walking you guys through the exact strategy that we'll be running for our 7 to 9 figure ecom brands during all of Q4. So every Black Friday, inboxes get flooded, ad costs are sky high, and competition is more intense than ever. For many brands, how you perform during Q4 basically determines whether the whole year is considered a success. So that's why today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on our entire internal Black Friday Cyber Monday playbook that we'll be using for our 7 to 9 figure ecom brands to get the most revenue possible during the biggest shopping event of the year. So in this video, we're going to be covering everything: deliverability prep, list growth, offer strategy, segmentation, campaign calendars for November and December, flows, pop-ups, and even design best practices and examples of email designs that we've used in the past. So by the end of this video, you'll have a complete step-by-step strategy to make this Black Friday your most profitable yet, and then set yourself up for long-term retention going into Christmas. So you might want to grab a pen and a notebook because this is going to be a deep dive. So with that being said, let's get started. Now, the reason that you need a game plan is that customers, they only have a finite number of dollars to spend, and competition when it comes to Black Friday is more fierce than ever before. We already know that ad costs go through the roof during Black Friday, and it gets higher and higher every single year. So email and SMS really becomes the highest ROI channel during that period. And Black Friday is going to be a huge opportunity to acquire new customers so you can nurture them long term. But if you wait until November, you're already way too late. Your preparation should really start by September or even earlier. Now, with deliverability, list growth, and offer mapping all set up before Black Friday, so you can ensure that you make the absolute most when November rolls. So you can ensure that your brand makes the highest amount of profit possible when Black Friday rolls around. Now, here is the roadmap. So this is everything that you want to do from now until Black Friday and beyond. So this is everything that I'm going to cover in today's video. So step 1 is going to be fixing your deliverability. This should be done by September. Next is list growth. We want to finalize our offers by September or October at the latest. We want to build out our Black Friday flows. So you should start preparing for them now and get them locked in by October. You want to create BFCM segments. So the segments of audiences that you plan on sending emails to in November and December. Your Black Friday pop-ups. Your entire month's calendar for November and December, which is going to include Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas gifting in December. So I'm going to be walking you guys through every single one of these steps so you can start now and be prepared by the time Black Friday rolls around. So let's start with deliverability. If your emails don't land in the inbox when Black Friday comes around, then pretty much nothing else really matters. You could have the best emails, but if they just end up in the promotions tab or they go to spam, then your entire strategy is basically pointless. So what you want to do is, starting now, you want to identify and fix any deliverability issues before your Black Friday campaigns begin. So you really want to make sure that your brand is inbox ready by mid-October. So click the deliverability tab on your Klaviyo dashboard and check what your score is. So if your score is less than 60 or your average open rates are below 20%, then you need to immediately start a deliverability repair plan. So I've actually got a separate video which goes through the entire plan that we use to repair deliverability. So I'll link that up in the top right-hand corner of this video. So click that now if your deliverability is poor. So if your deliverability score isn't less than 60, but it's still less than 80, then you still need to do some fixes to make sure that your score is at least 85 by the end of October. So what you want to do is you want to start sending campaigns to tighter email segments. So for example, if you generally send your email campaigns to 120 days engaged segment, then you want to reduce that to something like 90 days engaged. Or if you usually you already send to 90 days engaged, and you want to reduce that to 60 days engaged. So basically you want to reduce your audience size and send to tighter segments from now until October to make sure that you get strong deliverability. Now, during November and December, I'm going to show you guys the calendars shortly in this video, but basically we're sending emails very often. We're sending way more than 2 to 3 emails a week. We're almost sending every single day some weeks. So don't worry too much about keeping a perfect deliverability score during November and December, but the goal is to have a strong deliverability score leading up to Black Friday. So whatever hits you guys take during November and December, you can then easily recover in January. Next is going to be list growth. So you really want to maximize the number of email signups that you get from now all the way until Black Friday and beyond. Because the larger that our list is, the less reliant we'll be on paid ads during pretty much the most expensive cost of acquisition period of the entire year. We already know that cost of acquisition generally doubles during Black Friday. So if we can maximize our list growth from now until then we can use our emails in a much more profitable way, which will result in your brand ending up with a ton more profit over revenue when it comes to Black Friday. So what you should do is go to your pop-ups on Klaviyo and see if they're converting at a minimum of 5%. So if you're under 5%, 5%, I would pretty much immediately switch to using Alia. So we use Alia for pretty much all of our clients. It's a software that we get consistently between 8 to 15% sign up rates on all of our pop-ups. So if you're even less than 8%, I'd still strongly recommend moving to Alia. But if you're less than 5%, I think it's something that you should pretty much do today. So if you want to sign up to Alia, you can use my link. I'll add it to the description below as well, which will get you a free 30-day trial. But yeah, this is a software that I recommend pretty much across the board for every ecom brand, because if you can pretty much double the amount of email signups that you get from now until Black Friday, it's going to go a very, very long way with the emails that you create, and it'll just make everything way more profitable. So what I'd recommend is by October 15th, so by mid-October, you should have SMS enabled, you should have a high converting pop-up live on your website, and the welcome flow should be firing effectively. So this should pretty much be sorted from now until mid-October at the latest. Step 3 is you want to lock in your offers. So you're likely going to be running sales from mid-November till basically the end of the year. And you definitely don't want to run the exact same offer throughout the entire period, because customers are going to get fatigued and sales are going to plateau pretty fast. So you want to have at least 3 distinctly different offers. So your first offer is going to be your hero offer, which is going to be your Black Friday offer. So this will usually run from mid-November till end of November. So this should be your hero offer. Now, I recommend keeping it simple. Something like 25% off site-wide makes it very easy for the customer to understand. And Klaviyo's data from Black Friday last year actually showed that a discount of 10 to 25% actually outperformed massive discounts. So gone are the days where you need to offer something crazy like 70% off or 80% off. Just simple offers like 10 to 25% off actually substantially outperform those massive discounts. And the reason is, these days, most consumers actually care more about brand loyalty and product quality rather than just finding the cheapest deal. Most of the time, customers know what they want and from which brands that they want. So they already have that in mind. And they know that Black Friday is usually going to be the time of the year where they can get the best deal. So whatever the deal that is, they'll stick with it. So the key here is just clarity. Have no gimmicks, no confusion, just a straightforward offer that really just makes people stop scrolling and go to your website and place an order. The next offer is going to be for Cyber Monday. So this offer usually runs for about 3 to 5 days. And you don't want to look at Cyber Monday as just Black Friday round 2. You need to switch up this offer, because again, you'll be hammering people with your Black Friday offer for almost 2 weeks at that point. So if you want more sales, I highly recommend switching up the offer. You don't have to necessarily offer more or less. You can just change up the offer so it just feels different. So you can do something like a tiered discount, like spend $100, get 20% off, spend $200, get 30% off. You could do bundle offers that attract larger cards. You could even do free gift with purchase to add novelty and perceived value. And all these things basically create urgency to keep the customers who've passed Black Friday engaged. So even someone who might have even bought during Black Friday, if you change up the offer, you have a much higher likelihood of them actually placing an order. So we got through Cyber Monday, and Christmas and gifting then starts in December, straight after Cyber Monday. Now, you don't want to just shut down your offers and sales after Cyber Monday. December is a massive window for gifting. Now, the latest customer buying data basically suggests that during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, most customers are actually buying products for themselves. So that's when they're buying products from the brands that they love and they know that they want them and they want them at a discount. So that's usually when they're buying stuff for themselves. And December is usually when Christmas comes into mind for everyone. And that's when they start buying gifts for Christmas. So in December, you really want to switch over the entire messaging tailored towards gifting. And you want to send emails that lean into gift guides, bundles, and value-driven offers. So those are the ones that won big last year. So things like curated gift sets, buy more, save more, or free shipping thresholds that encourage gifting purchases. And these are going to be the offers that bridge you from Black Friday buyers into December repeat purchases. So you really want to make sure you leverage those buyers in December. Now that's the basic game plan here. And there are a few things that I want you guys to keep in mind. So number one biggest thing is that 60% of Black Friday sales actually happen before Black Friday. So you want to start early. Every year, brands start earlier and earlier. I've seen Black Friday sales that start on the 1st of November sometimes. And I think that's a bit of overkill, but I would usually suggest in the 2nd or 3rd week of November is when you really want to ramp up your Black Friday sales. Don't just wait for the Black Friday weekend to launch your sale. You need to start early, because the thing is, if you don't start early and all your competitors do, well, customers only have a finite number of dollars to spend. So by the time your sale comes around, most of the customers have spent most of their money. So if you don't start early, your competitors will, and you're going to miss out on a ton of sales. Now, the next thing is that a lot of brands actually run a smaller offer for early access. So what they do is before the actual Black Friday weekend, they'll run a Black Friday early access sale. So that offer is usually a slightly weaker offer. So for example, you could say get 20% off during Black Friday early access, and then when actual Black Friday rolls around, they up it to like 25 or 30%. Now, I think that's a terrible idea, because you really run the risk of frustrating 60% of your customer base, because if they bought at 20% off, and then a week later you send them an email saying you can get 30% off on the exact same products, you're pretty much going to piss off 60% of your customer base that bought before Black Friday. Now, it also trains them to buy later from you next Black Friday, which is also a bad idea. So what I would suggest is just have 3 offers. So one is your offer for your Black Friday sale. The next one is going to be your offer for your Cyber Monday sale. And then the third one is going to be your offer that you want to run during December for Christmas and gifting. And the beauty of this is because you have 3 different offers, you have 3 different deadlines, and you're able to leverage on those deadlines to create urgency when each of those sales are about to end. So for example, if Black Friday sale is about to end, you say 24 hours left to shop our Black Friday sale. When Cyber Monday comes around, when there's 24 hours left, same thing. So those urgency peaks are very important to get customers across that line. The next thing that we want to set up is Black Friday flows. So these should all be set up by October. Now, what I would recommend is you don't need to rebuild entirely new flows for Black Friday. Instead, you just want to enhance your existing flows and update the graphics with just Black Friday related creatives. So for example, for the welcome flow, what we want to do is change the banner image and include the main Black Friday offers that you're planning to send in the banner image of every single flow. And what you can do is you can just create a standard banner image that has the offer and that says Black Friday and all the dates that you want, and you can sprinkle them throughout most of your flows. So basically what you want to do is include the Black Friday offer in every email above the fold to make sure that this is the number one thing that everyone sees when they open your emails. And another thing that you want to do is you want to shorten the time delay, because if you're sending a welcome series over a 1 to 2 week period, it's going to be way too long, and there are chances that if someone just signed up halfway through the sale, they won't even get the last email by the time that the sale ends. So you actually want to decrease the time delays quite a lot. So this is what I'd recommend. Email 2 is sent 6 hours later. Email 3 is sent 18 hours later. Email 4 is sent 24 hours later. And then email 5 is sent 24 hours later. So when I mean later, I mean it's sent 24 hours after email 4. And obviously email 4 is sent 24 hours after email 3. So this is the time delay that I would suggest. Play around with it, see what you think works best for you, but this is what we're doing. So next is going to be all your abandoned flows. So your checkout abandonment, your add to cart abandonment, your browse abandonment, your site abandonment flow. So with all these flows, it's the same story. So you want to have a major urgency focus plus Black Friday promo in every email, just at the top. So you don't need to change the rest of the email, just change the banner images to make it more Black Friday related. So same story, so have the offer above the fold, and the rest of the flow structure, you can keep it the exact same. The only difference is that you have the Black Friday offer highlighted at the top of every email. So with the time delays, it's going to be the same thing. So you want to have a shorter time delay during Black Friday. So email 1 is sent 1 hour after abandonment. Email 2 is sent 4 hours later. And then email 3 is sent 12 hours after email 2. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the abandoned flows. Next is going to be the post-purchase flow. So what you want to do is add a dynamic upsell or product recommendation block in email 1. So what you can do on Klaviyo is create a product feed of suggested products. It's very easy to do. You can literally just Google it and you'll find a Klaviyo article which teaches you how to create upsell product recommendations. But basically you want to have those upsells within email 1. And you can also sprinkle them in email 2 and 3 as well. So you want to prime them for upsells, gifts, or referrals and have those dynamic blocks sprinkled out throughout the entire flow. So that's pretty much it with all of the flows that I'd recommend. Now, if you haven't set these flows up or you don't know what flows I'm talking about, I've actually got an entire guide which walks you through every Klaviyo flow that you should have set up no matter what. So I'll link that up in the top right hand corner of this video. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend watching that video to get you guys set up for Black Friday. So lastly, here is just a framework that I suggest. So I've kind of gone through this, but this is just the bullet points of the most important things. So you just want to replace your hero images within the flows. So your images, your banners, and the CTA buttons with Black Friday themed assets and offers. And you can recycle these throughout all of your flows. So you don't need to create, 50 different Black Friday banner images. You can just create 3 or 4 and sprinkle them throughout all your flows. Now, I would recommend building an asset pack of things like countdown graphics, sell and soon overlays, and gift and discount themed visuals. And you only want to update 1 to 2 visual blocks per email, and then you create and you leave the rest of the layout the exact same for your flows. Then we get into Black Friday segments. So these are going to be some of the key segments that we want to use during Black Friday. So we're going to create engaged segments. So this is going to be 80 to 90% of the sends that we do during Black Friday. So create segments like opened or clicked in the last 400 days. So that's a very wide segment that's still relatively engaged enough for you to send at a high volume. I've linked down instructions of how to create each of these segments. So I'm not going to go through entire segmentation strategy. Just open up this doc in the link down below and scroll down to this section and then just click through these instructions and you'll be able to find the instructions of how to create every single one of these segments. But yeah, so we start with the engaged segment. So that's pretty straightforward. Anyone who's opened or clicked in the last 400 days. We want to create a VIP segment. So create a segment for your top 10 to 15% of customer base. You can do it based on order count or customer lifetime value, and you want to give those customers early access to your Black Friday sale. So create this segment, and there's going to be an email specifically for these guys, which I'll walk you guys through next. Next is going to be the window shopper segment. So we're going to have a specific email that goes out to these people throughout the sale. So it's going to be anyone who hasn't placed any orders but has browsed and started checkout throughout the flows. So in the emails that we send, we're going to use reviews, create FOMO and urgency. And so you want to set that segment up, just follow the instructions to set that up. And then lastly, it's going to be espresso shot. So people who are opening and engaging with your Black Friday emails but have not placed an order yet. So you want to hit them again with more urgency. So add countdown timers and refresh those subject lines for those emails. And of course, just click the instructions to learn how to set that segment up. Step 6 is going to be your Black Friday pop-ups. So during Black Friday, your site traffic is going to surge, and you really want to make the most of these opportunities. So pop-ups will pretty much make sure that every single visitor that goes to your website sees your store-wide offer, no matter how they arrived on your website. So your pop-up should pretty much mirror the exact offer that you're running during Black Friday. You don't need to have a separate discount or anything crazy. Literally just say our Black Friday sale is on, and then just say sign up to our email list to be the first to find out of all our future sales and whatnot. So something pretty straightforward. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. Don't add an extra offer on top of it for people to sign up. Just mirror the exact same offer, and that's pretty much it. Now we get to the most important part of this video, which is the entire calendar for November, which goes through every email that you want to send throughout the entire month. So I'm going to walk you guys through it. So at the start of the month, we want it to be pretty chill. We don't want to send any crazy offer or any discount emails. Just keep it educational and keep it simple. So what we want to do is an educational email at the start of the month, and then a founder story email towards the end of the week. So again, we're just trying to send emails that build a personal connection with the audience. We just want to get them warmed up and starting to feel good about the brand. Then we send more educational emails. So this could be about your behind the scenes, about what sets your brand apart, about your values, anything that again builds a personal connection. Then we have a product highlight email. So no discount, just highlighting specific products that are best sellers of yours that get the customers starting to feel good and starting to think about what they want to buy when the Black Friday sale rolls around. Then we have a social proof email. This is going to be an email that is just focused on reviews. So customer reviews of happy customers that bought your products in the past. Next, we have a lapsed high roller email. So this is going to be sent to lapsed high rollers. This segment is basically anyone who used to purchase from us heavily in the past but hasn't placed an order in a while. So we want to start reactivating those heavy spenders. So I would recommend just Google how to create a Klaviyo lapsed high roller segment. It's going to be very easy. Just create that segment and then send an email targeted to them to try to reactivate them. Now that's going to be all our educational and non-promotional emails out of the way. Then we start with Black Friday. So I would actually recommend starting Black Friday during this week. So the week of the 17th. So before we actually launch the sale, we want to send a teaser. So what we want to do is have a teaser that goes out that gives the customers the exact date and time that the sale is going to launch. So send that out to your whole list. And what you want to do is you want to split this up with VIPs as well. So send an email that goes to your whole list that lets them know when the site-wide sale is going to launch, but then also have a version of the teaser that goes to just your Black Friday segment that lets them know the date that their sale will start. Because again, we want to give early access, at least 24 to 48 hours early access to your most valuable customers. So what I've got here is 24 hours after the teaser goes out, you give early access to your VIP segment, and you want to let them know that the sale is launched, and you want to keep your website normal. So the actual website shouldn't have anything Black Friday or anything crazy. It should just be your normal website template. And within the email, you want to give them a discount code. So let the customers use the discount code. So let them know that, hey, we've actually given you early access because you're a valuable customer of ours. We've given you early access. You got 24 to 48 hours before the sale goes live to everyone. So once you've sent that email out, you want to resend that to engaged non-openers. If you don't know how to do that, I've got a separate video of our entire engaged non-openers resending strategy. So I highly recommend watching that video if you haven't watched that. I'll also link that in the top right-hand corner. But yeah, we're going to be doing resends to engaged non-openers throughout the entire month. So make sure you have that strategy down pat. So 48 hours after the VIP launch, we start the Black Friday sale on the 19th of November. So we send an email to everyone letting them know that the Black Friday sale is live. And what we want to do is we also want to include the same VIPs that we emailed on Monday. We also want to include them on the main launch email, because what that does is it reinforces in your VIP customers' mind that they actually did get early access. And now is actually when the sale has gone live. It builds trust and it also builds loyalty because they realize, oh, I actually did get early access. So during the Black Friday launch, what we want to do is send an email to everyone and let them know that the sale has launched. And you want to send an SMS to your entire SMS list to let them know that the Black Friday sale has launched. After that, we want to send sale reminder emails. So just continually send reminders. So Black Friday sale is on, more reminders, and we also have SMSs. So SMSs I've got here all in green, and red are all the emails that we're planning to send. So again, throughout the week, you want to keep sending emails as sale reminders. And then on Saturday, we want to do a resend to engaged non-openers. On the Sunday, there's going to be an email that goes out just to the window shoppers. And then we've got more reminders throughout the week. So I won't go through email by email here, but I think you guys get the point. Then we get to Black Friday. So actual Black Friday, which is happening on the 28th of November this year. So we want to send 3 emails during Black Friday. So you send one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one in the evening. And then you want to send 2 SMSs. So 1 SMS in the morning and then 1 SMS in the evening. And then on the Saturday, you have Small Business Saturday. So you can send emails targeted towards Small Business Saturday, or you can just send Black Friday reminder emails letting them know that the sale is on and it's almost over soon. So again, 2 emails on Saturday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, and then 2 SMSs, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And then by Sunday, you want to let them know that the sale ends tonight. So in the morning, send an email saying sale ends tonight, and then in the evening, say final hours for the sale. And then you also want to have an SMS that goes out throughout the day to let everyone know that their Black Friday sale ends today. Then we get to Cyber Monday, which is going to be the 1st of December. So we want to send 2 emails for Cyber Monday, so 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and same thing with SMSs. Then we have a sale reminder email, and then a 24 hours left email and 24 hours left SMS. And then on the Thursday is when the sale will usually end. And then on the 5th of December is when we switch over the entire messaging towards Christmas and gifting. So this is the November calendar. I'm going to walk you guys through what December will look like. So here we are in December. Now we already went through the Cyber Monday emails. Then the rest of the month, you basically just want to focus on gifting. So you can send emails to do with gift guides, bundles, and everything to do with Christmas. And in the second week, we also have another email that is being resent to engaged non-openers, and then more gifting emails throughout. So you have a fair few emails and a few SMSs throughout the month. So what you want to do is figure out what your shipping cutoff date is going to be. So basically the last date that customers can place an order to get their orders in time for Christmas, and send an email 24 hours before that shipping cutoff is to let everyone know that it's their absolute last chance to place an order if they want their orders to come by Christmas. So after that, you can't really sell products for Christmas gifting because even if they did place an order, it's not going to come in time. So what you can actually do is then pivot your strategy to gift cards. So gift cards act as a perfect stopgap measure, because if someone wasn't able to place an order, but they still want to offer a gift from your brand, they can buy a digital gift card, which can easily be sent within literally minutes. So have an email and SMS that goes out to do with gift cards. And then on the Monday, you want to do another resend to engaged non-openers. And then you have 2 more emails. So you have another email on Tuesday for gift cards. And then on Christmas Eve, you have a last chance. So any of those last minute shoppers that have panicked and realized that they've missed a gift that they were supposed to get, just let them know that they have an opportunity to get a gift card as a last minute gift. And yeah, you want to send an email and SMS for this. Then we just get to Christmas. So Christmas is just going to be a Merry Christmas email. Just be nice and happy and let them know that we wish them a Merry Christmas. And then in the last week of December, you can send an email that is a roundup of your entire year. So you say, thank you so much for an incredible year. Here's what we did this year. So basically just give them a nice, happy, packaged up email of everything that happened this year for you guys. And then we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So you want to send an email saying Happy New Year's, and that's it. So this is going to be what the calendar looks like for November and December for most of our clients. And now I'm going to quickly walk you guys through some email designs to give you a better idea of what these emails should look like. So for the designs, I'm going to show you guys the exact designs as well. But basically, in summary, what you want to do is you want to keep your emails short. Keep them short and simple, because no one is going to be reading long, crowded emails during such a busy period. It's literally going to be a fight to stay at the top of the inbox. Every customer's inbox is going to be absolutely flooded with emails. So you really want to just send emails that stay at the top of the customer's inbox and keep them short and snappy, because everyone's attention span during that period is not going to be super strong. So again, keep your emails short, keep your call to action and offer above the fold. So that just means that people shouldn't have to scroll before they find your offer. It should be the first thing that they see. So it should really be in the banner image of your emails. Next is just use hierarchy. So use clear headers, short copy, and strong product visuals. And remember that most users, they just skim. So don't have huge blocks of text. The most important thing is have urgency cues. So have things like banners, ribbons, countdown timers, strips on the top of the email that sale ends midnight, things like that. Subtle but visual cues that drive urgency. Next is make sure that your designs are optimized for mobile. Now, over 70% of Black Friday traffic comes from mobile. So design single column layouts, have large tap friendly buttons, and have minimal text. And next, what you want to do is make sure your emails are consistent. So have a consistent theme for all the creatives for your emails, your website, your pop-ups, and your ads. So customers should feel like every touch point is a part of the same sale experience. And lastly, use tested elements. You can recycle things from previous Black Fridays or even just other sales that you run throughout the year. Use the same sort of product grids, style for your gifts for motion, add bestseller highlights that are proven winners in Black Friday campaigns. So that's a strategy when you're designing your emails, and let me show you guys what these emails should look like. So for the teaser, it should just be a simple email with just a banner image. The email should not be long. The entire email should pretty much fit within the phone screen, so you shouldn't have to scroll to get anything further. So this is a great email that we did for one of our clients previously. So what you see is the text is just saying we've got something special for you this Black Friday, and then have a countdown timer for letting them know exactly when the sale is going to launch. What I'd highly recommend is using countdown timers. We create our countdown timers using a software called Centric. This is not a paid promotion. We've been using them for over 5 years. Just click this link. It's not an affiliate link. It'll take you straight to their website to set up your account, but it's very straightforward and it's the easiest software that I've used to create countdown timers. So this is an example for one brand. Here's another one. So biggest Black Friday ever, and then have a countdown timer down below. And then you can also get the customers to create a wish list, which is an awesome idea. So then they know exactly what they want to buy when Black Friday rolls around. Here's another example. Again, as you can see, these emails are very short. That's the entire email. It just goes banner image and then straight into the footer. Ideally, you have a countdown timer within there too. And that's it. So that's the teaser. For early access, again, simple email. So say VIP early access, this says 0% off, but this is just a placeholder. It should say whatever your offer is going to be. And then you need to give them a code because the sale is not going to be live for anyone else on the website. So give them a code and let them start shopping. So same idea with the rest of these emails. Keep it simple. You can have small blocks of images or product images down below, but again, keep this email pretty straightforward and just let them know that they can start shopping early. So then we get to the Black Friday launch. So for the launch email, same thing. You want to have your offer as the first thing that the customer sees. It should literally be the biggest text on the entire screen. Let them know that the sale is live, and then they can just click the link and start shopping. So here are some examples. And as you can see, these emails are pretty chill, not super long. Just the goal is just to get them to click through and go straight to your website. Here are some of the reminder emails. You might be wondering, we have so many reminders. What do they even look like? This is what they look like. So here you can have more longer style emails. You don't want them to be super long, but you can have different products that you feature in each of those different reminders. Because again, you still want the emails to look slightly different to one another, but the general theme is going to be pretty consistent. So as you can see, Black Friday, everything is 70% off. Level up your entire look and then have a few products down below. So same story for this brand. They've got a simple section up the top. They've got two options that the customer can click through: shop men, shop women's, and then they've got another offer down below. So again, straightforward emails, just get them straight to your website. The last chance emails, these ones need to be very urgency driven. So highly recommend using countdown timers. So this is an example of a countdown timer, letting them know exactly when the sale is going to end. And yeah, we build these using Centric. So in the last chance emails, you really want to up the urgency, let them know time is running out. Black Friday, so it's now or never, shop before the clock strikes midnight. Let them know when the deadline is going to be and when the sale ends. Then we get to Cyber Monday. So Cyber Monday is going to be similar to the Black Friday launch email. You just want to change the offer slightly. So the email is going to be pretty similar to what I've shared with you guys in the past, but yeah, here are some examples. So for the Cyber Monday, again, you can also add some more products. You can make these emails slightly longer, but don't make them too long. So just have some key products or the most heavy hitting products that you think. So if you're doing bundles, show the bundles that are on sale and get the customer to just be able to click through and just add them straight to their cart. And then we have the final sale reminder for Cyber Monday, which is going to be very similar to your final sale reminder for Black Friday. Again, have a countdown timer placed at the top of the email where the customer can see it straight. Say last chance and increase the urgency within your copy. And then again, you can have some product features down below. Reviews work really well as well. You can sprinkle them across your emails pretty much throughout the entire month. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's our entire Black Friday strategy that we're running for all of our clients. Now, if you're on a brand and you want some help during Black Friday and you want someone to just set this up entirely for you, feel free to book in a call using that link in the description below, and we can get you set up for Black Friday. So thank you so much for making it this far. I really appreciate your time. I hope this video was valuable. Please consider subscribing if you found this video helpful. It goes a very long way for our channel. So yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.